The real reason why you are not losing fat has nothing to do with calorie counting or stubborn fat. It's actually a tiny little nutritional mistake that locks up your fat in your cells and prevent you from burning it. Fat isn't stubborn. It's actually very intelligent tissue that follows order in order to keep you alive. The question is, what type of orders do you give it? I'm going to share with you today maybe the most important insight about weight loss and nutrition. If you don't get it, you will be fighting until the end of your life. And if you do get it, you will start burning fat even while sitting or sleeping. And it's not only about weight loss. If you get it, you will be able to reverse type 2 diabetes, prevent dementia, and even improve fertility issues with women and erectile dysfunction in men. I am Dr. Amotz Ziv Av, a biologist specializing in applying modern biology into day-to-day life. I've helped thousands of people improve their life with simple tricks of modern biology, and by rough calculation I melted away a few tons of fat over the last few months alone. Today I'm going to talk about the most potent fat-burning principle, and in order to understand it I want to talk about what for me is the super insight of modern nutrition. For those of you who want the bottom line in one sentence, this is the sentence. Fat cells need insulin in order to grow. If they have a lot of insulin, they will produce more fat and grow, and if they don't have a lot of insulin, they will release the fat they have in order to use the fat as an energy source for your body. To understand it, let's talk about insulin, the master regulator of human energy. Our bodies are incredible survival machines. Back in the days where we didn't have refrigerator full of ice cream, we had to work hard in order to get energy from our surroundings. And one main principle for our survival in the old world, we never waste a single energetic molecule. Each energetic food molecules that enter our body, we either use it now for any living action we need, or we save it to the future, and the most efficient way to save energy for the future is to turn it into fat. And this is the main role of insulin. Every time we consume carbs that turn into sugar, our blood sugar level rises, and then our insulin level rises, and the insulin will allow the blood sugar to get into the cell in order to serve as energy source, and the leftover of these carbs are going to be stored as fat. So let's talk for a moment about carbs. What are carbs anyway? So there are a few types of carbs. The simplest form of carbs are the simple sugars like glucose, the blood sugar, or fructose, the fruit sugar. Then there are the disaccharides like the table sugar, which is actually one molecule of glucose and one molecule of fructose. Then there are the starches, which might not feel sweet, but they are going to be converted very, very rapidly in your gut to pure sugar. When you are holding an innocent loaf of white bread, 70% of it is starch, which means that 70% of the mass you are holding is actually going to be converted into pure sugar. Then the last form of carbs is altogether a different story. These are the complex carbs like dietary fibers that are not going to be converted to sugar, but rather they feed your gut bacteria that are going to produce for you very, very beneficial molecules out of them. So when we eat carbs, they are going to be converted into sugar in our gut, and then our blood sugar rises, then our insulin level rises, and then our cells are going to use this sugar as an energy source, and all the leftovers are going to be converted to fat. And here is the super insight. Insulin is actually a storage hormone. Whenever your insulin level rises, your body gets into a storage mode. Your cells understand that now there is a lot of energy, we are going to use the little bit that we need at the moment, and all the rest is going to be stored as fat. And in order to store fat, we produce fat from all the excess energy we have, and we are going to lock the fat that we already have, because now we are in survival mode. This insight is actually the crux of weight gain or weight loss. Insulin is a storage hormone. In order to multiply our fat cells must have insulin. Actually, when you grow fat cells in tissue culture, you can give them any energy you like in any excess you like, but if there is no insulin, they will not grow. And the moment you add insulin to the culture, in hours they will start growing big fat bubbles that you can actually see in a very simple microscope. So if I want to compress all this video into one sentence, fat cells must have insulin to grow. So now we understand our fat cells are not stubborn, they are only doing what they are told to do, and this order comes in the form of insulin, yes or no, a lot or a little. So let's go into the practical aspect. We know now that in order to burn fat, we must lower our insulin level. So now for the practical parts, here are 4 steps to lower your blood insulin so you will be able to burn your fat even while sitting or sleeping. Step number 1, the metabolic first aid, stop or reduce all the sweets and specifically the sugary drinks. Sweets and sugary drinks spike your sugar level very, very fast. Then you get a very fast and strong peak of insulin, and repeated peaks of insulin make you slowly insulin resistant. And when you become insulin resistant, your body produces more and more insulin in order to force your cells to listen to the message of the insulin, because the message of the insulin is a very, very basic message of the energy of our cells. Another kind of a first aid is to eat real food and stop as much as we can to use super processed food, because in around 70% of the ultra processed food you can find in a supermarket, there are sugars hidden in many strange names like maltodextrin, so we don't know that there are sugars in it. Step number 2, cut simple carbs, and the immediate suspect in modern Western diet is white flour. And now for a fun fact. White flour actually spikes your blood sugar even more than table sugar, because white flour is 70% starch. It's going to be converted into 70% glucose, whereas table sugar, it's 1 molecule of fructose and 1 molecule of glucose, so it's going to be converted into only 50% glucose. White rice and potatoes are also very starchy, so they are going to produce also a lot of blood sugar. So cutting back on these is also very helpful. Step number 3, which is very easy, is just to prolong your night fast to 12 hours. It means if I ate until 9 o'clock, I will not eat until 9 o'clock in the morning. It's very easy. It's the simplest form of intermittent fasting, and it gives a very nice window to your blood sugar to drop, and then your insulin level also drops. A major study published in the very respected journal Cell Metabolism showed that even this little thing leads to weight loss, better sleep, and better energy during the day. And of course, a main reason for all this benefit is the reduction of blood insulin levels. So really, prolonging your night fast to 12 hours is really not so difficult. I've been living like this for years, and it is wildly effective. Step number 4, the ultimate heavy artillery to reducing your blood insulin, is a ketogenic diet, or a very low carb diet. When you slash your carbs, your body is going to burn fat for energy. This is the reason the fat is there in the first place. When your body burns fat for energy, one of the byproducts and a very important product of fat degradations is ketone bodies. Ketone bodies are incredibly beneficial for us on many levels, so switching from time to time into ketogenic state is actually very beneficial. Plus, our bodies are actually anticipating to get from time to time a dose of ketones, because this is what we were used to during the whole evolution. And the coolest part is that you are actually breathing out and peeing ketones. It means that you are actually breathing out and peeing calories when you are in a ketogenic state. Another very cool part is when your insulin level drops, you get out of this saving for future state, and your rest metabolic rate is increasing. So you are burning more calories while resting. Have you ever heard about a better strategy to lose weight than losing weight while sitting or sleeping? This is the power of reducing your insulin level. By the way, reducing your insulin level works magic also for your blood pressure, your mood, your cognitive performance. This is actually treating a very core element of being alive. This is how our cells produce energy. And energy production, metabolism, is actually the cornerstone of the difference between animate and inanimate. This is life itself, life energy. So we understand one more super insight. Counting calories all the time and eating less is a very, very bad strategy because you are going to be hungry all the time and you are going to lose the battle if your insulin level is up. So the thing is not counting calories but knowing which type of calories. To summarize, stop starving yourself, counting calories and fighting with your body. As long as your insulin level is high, your fat is locked in your cells, not because it is stubborn, but because this is the order it gets from you. Cut out industrial garbage, simple carbs and sugar, your insulin level will drop and your fat will start melting away. This is how your body works. It's not magic, it's science. And of course, if you find the information in this video is helpful, you are more than welcome to share it with at least one person that you love and you think it's going to help him. Be happy and healthy. Peace and love.